Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. If this video has found you, there's a message here for you, but please take what resonates and leave the rest. So today I want to talk to you about self-reliance. This has been a major lesson in my life, and I'm going to talk to you about 3 elements of self-reliance that I feel are very important for you to truly embody this energy. So, self-reliance, the definition of self-reliance is to depend on your own self and your resources and not those of others. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't get help and assistance when you need it, but it means that you look to yourself first. You tap into your own power, your own inner resources, your own talents, skills, and abilities, your own intelligence before you rely on somebody else. A lot of times people get it backwards. I know that was my story for a long time. Whenever I had a problem or an issue, I would always think about who could help me solve this problem, who could help me get out of this situation. But as I progressed on my spiritual journey, I learned that self-reliance is the most important thing that I can develop. Okay? So there are 3 major components to self-reliance. The first one is confidence. Confidence in yourself. I'm not talking about vanity or ego or propping yourself up. I'm talking about being confident in your talents, skills, and abilities. And confidence is synonymous to competence. So, for example, I am an extremely competent yoga teacher and Pilates teacher. I'm an extremely competent vegan coach, but this is because I've acquired knowledge and experience over the years. So I can confidently walk into a yoga studio and teach any level class. I can confidently walk into a Pilates studio and teach any type of class, reformer, chair, mat, whatever. I've acquired these skills, this education over the years. So I am competent and confident in my craft. The second element of self-reliance is motivation. Now, motivation is fleeting, okay? Sometimes we're feeling it, sometimes we're not, which means that your motivation needs to have a foundation in discipline. Your discipline is what's going to feed your motivation and vice versa. Always remember that when you say you don't feel like doing something, and we all get there sometimes, right? Remember that whatever you don't feel like doing, that time is going to pass anyway. The time that it's going to take for you to do whatever it is that you don't feel like doing, that time is going to pass anyway. And you can do things without feeling like doing them, okay? Your body will do anything you tell it to do. It's your mind that you need to convince. Now, there are times when we have less energy. There are times when we're going to do not as great of a job because we're tired, we're distracted, whatever, right? But motivation can be fed with your discipline, doing what you need to do when you need to do it, whether you feel like it or not. The third element of self-reliance is being fearless. When it comes to fear, remember that God didn't give it to you. God does not give you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. A sound mind, okay? So fear is something that we create. Fear is something that we have decided to attach to a situation, a thing, a person. And when you can see it that way, that it's not really, I don't want to say it's not real because like I said in that last video, fear is definitely real, but you have to decide whether or not you're going to allow it to stifle you, or are you going to allow it to motivate you to do what it is you need to do anyway. You can do things afraid. Yes, you can. I've done a whole lot of things afraid, and it's worked out in my favor. So use fear as a tool. What is it that I'm not understanding about this situation? What am I not getting about this situation? Because we fear what we don't understand. So if you're feeling apprehension about doing something, about being somebody, about being a certain person, try to understand that fear. Why is it that I'm afraid to be all that I can be? Why is it that I'm afraid to do this? Why am I afraid to cut this person off? Why am I afraid to take this job? Why am I afraid to take that leap? Right? And it's because there's a lack of understanding. So again, self-reliance has three components, among other things, but these are the three main components: being confident, being motivated, and being fearless. And understand that self-reliance does not mean isolating yourself. It does not mean that you don't get help when you need it. It doesn't mean that you try to do everything yourself. It means that you start with you and keeping your cup full. That's another component of self-reliance, is self-love. Keeping your self-love cup full, maintaining a strong spiritual connection will also help you with self-reliance. Because really, self-reliance is God reliance, because it's tapping into the God source within you, that part of you that never wavers, that part of you that has always existed, that eternal part of you. You tap into that energy for your motivation, for your confidence, and for your fearlessness. Knowing that whatever it is you're trying to do, whoever it is you're trying to become, it's going to start with you and end with you. All right? So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.